Good morning, everybody. I got 9 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and say the pledge. I'll say a prayer, and we'll get started here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we just thank you and we praise you for this day that we're able to come and do the county's business. I pray you give us wisdom and discernment in all our ways, dear Lord. We thank you for just the provision you continue to pour out upon our community. Help us to be good stewards of what's been entrusted to our care. We just praise you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Good morning. Looking for a motion for the signing of the claims and minutes.
So moved.
Second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
We've got to get.
We don't need to do a roll call. Is Bob on there? He's not in. Okay.
Oh.
He said he had problems with his computer and he was going to if it didn't work.
Okay.
All right.
So it looks like it's just you and I this morning.
Okay.
Okay, motion carries. Next on our agenda is Carol Kyle with the commissary. Good morning.
Morning, Chair.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. So this morning I am here to present a commissary report for the last 6 months of 2021. And when you look at our commissary for 2021 and some of the larger purchases, you got to start with 3 police vehicles. This was kind of a unique situation because we found 3 police vehicles that were currently on a car lot. Instead of ordering them and waiting the 4 to 6 months, they were there. So we were able to purchase 2 Dodge Chargers and 1 Ford Explorer. We also had a couple trade-ins on some Ford Explorers that had 170 to 180,000 miles, and it was just time to trade them in. So purchasing the 3 vehicles after the trade-ins was a cost of $68,081. Another large purchase out of commissary in 2021 was carpet. We were able to recarpet a lot of the sheriff's office, a lot of the jail offices, and work release. And the bill was right at $39,000 for carpet. 2021, we also had to replace in the jail kitchen a conveyor belt. And the conveyor belt had to be special ordered to fit the size of the kitchen. So the new jail kitchen conveyor belt was at a cost of $9,870.85. We were also able to purchase some office furniture in the amount of $10,542.27. We also had to order 11 new chairs. So the chairs are for the jail staff and for the deputy sheriffs. And when you talk about chairs, you have to special order chairs with the extra wide arm to be able to fit people wearing gun belts. And also with all the equipment, the extra weight. So all that plays into ordering chairs. So we were able to order 11 chairs in the amount of $6,044.92. We were able to purchase some new tasers for jail officers in the amount of $9,551.77, and this also came with extra batteries. We also had a lot of smaller purchases. We just had 3 deputy sheriffs graduate from the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, so equipping them with uniforms, coats, hats, shoes, duty belts, and everything that goes on that. So there was a lot of expenses in the latter part of 21 for our deputy sheriff. So a balance in our commissary right now is sitting at $214,927.72. $214,927.72. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah, thank you, Sheriff.
Have a good day.
Appreciate the report this morning.
Yes, sir.
Next on the agenda this morning is any office holders, department head have any thing to come before the commissioners? If not, we'll move on to the county attorney. Ed, do you have anything?
No public report.
Okay. Next on the agenda is County Administrator, Marcia.
Yes, I have two requests for you this morning. I would like to request the approval of the commissioners to put out two RFPs. One is for replacing the fire alarm system in the Justice Building. This would be a complete replacement, and I do have an RFP, and this would follow our procurement policy. The second one is Northern Industrial Flooring. We're not approving that. We're still looking for quotes on it, but it would be for the jail, the showers and the floors, the walls and the floors of the showers in the jail. What it would do would be to put a surface armor coat on that to seal the cement blocks and the floors. A couple of them, some of them are pretty bad shape that we need to replace the flooring in there. And they put a quartz non-skid flooring on there. We did this back in 2017. We did 4 showers in a block, and those blocks at this time look the same as they did the day they completed it. So I'd like approval for both of those to be put out for RFP. And as I said, this would follow our procurement policy.
I would make a motion that you put out the request for proposal.
No, I'll second that. I know that both those are key items in our jail to keep it safe and maintain it. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have today.
Okay. County Auditor,
I have nothing today. Thank
Okay.
you.
County Highway, Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Steve.
I have 3 things that need to be brought before you today. The first one is going to be that we'd like to purchase a pickup. We've went out and took bids for a pickup. It is in our budget for this year. And the award went to Lakeside Chevrolet here in Warsaw for a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado for $43,953.
Okay. Those were all items that were in your budget, so I mean,
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve that.
got a motion, and I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Today I bring to you an agreement between the City of Warsaw and the County Highway Department for a memorandum of understanding for snow removal and road maintenance. This is the extension of what we did last year. This year, this contract will be for 3 years. The City of Warsaw's City Council has already signed this, and now it's before you for approval.
Steve, just to clarify on that, these are some of those areas where it's kind of the county and the city. The city owns on one side, the county on the other. So there's kind of who owns the road or who's going to maintain it. And you guys have worked out a plan on, we plow this section of road, but then you plow this section to kind of
Yeah. And a lot of the times too, with the annexation of the northern part out by the railroads, partial of the roads are taken in, but not the whole thing.
Right.
To ensure that it's not forgotten for just routine maintenance or even paving, chip and seal and snow removal, we come up with these agreements to make sure that not a road is forgotten.
Right.
You obviously think it's a fair agreement?
Yes, we
You went
went back and
back.
forth and settled up a couple times.
Look for a motion to approve.
I would make a motion.
Second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The last thing that I have to bring in front of you is I'd like to set a advertisement date to advertise for the Community Crossing Matching Grant 2021-2, which we were awarded. That's over $892,000 that we were provided to pave Old 30 and Old 15. So we would like to advertise for getting open those bids. And we'd like to advertise on January 26th and February 2nd, which meets the state requirement for advertisement. And then we'd open on the 15th and award it March 1st, which would be compliant with the NDOT's regulations for this grant. So if I could have an approval for that.
Yeah, no, this is something that we continue to leverage these grant dollars. So this is a 50-50 match. So we're able to do, pretty much a $1.8 million project for, for half that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really helps stretch our taxpayer dollars here in the county on these projects, especially kind of those artery roads that are more major in our county, and appreciate you filing for those. Look for a motion to approve.
I would make a motion to approve.
Can I second that? And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Steve, also, I know you'd give us a report this morning. I just want to congratulate you, or just thank you for your hard work. Steve gave us a report of his road program for 2021 and just how many miles of road that his department did touch last year. And that was just over 112 miles of our county roads, which, you know, we have about 1,100 miles in our county. So that means he touched almost 10% of our roads last year with the funds that were given him to continue to improve our roads. And we appreciate his and his department's hard work and continue to try and maintain our county roads and give us the infrastructure that we need to be able to get people to and fro and about. So appreciate all your hard work, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda this morning, looks like we're at 9:15. Looks like we're a few minutes. I guess we got a zoning amendment first. So area plan, Matt, Sandy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're bringing to you a zoning ordinance amendment regarding roof-mounted solar systems. We've talked about this a little bit in the past, and as you know, year and a half, 2 years ago, we passed our solar ordinance amendment, pretty well making it restrictive to those areas that we really wanted to see that development happen, but allowing smaller systems to go in place where they fit into the ordinance parameters that we set up. I'm going to say, kind of like most of our zoning ordinances, as we go through time, we administer, we find some things that may need to be changed or adopted differently. And that's the beauty of the zoning ordinance, is a living document that we can do that too. In this case, one of those areas was roof-mounted solar systems. When we talked about the original amendment, we did look at residential, and residential were allowed. We didn't think much beyond that because we figured the parameters that we had set with sizes could accommodate those areas. We're seeing more growth in the solar areas and businesses really looking at trying to implement that into their proximities and their systems. So with that, we've run into a couple instances where our ordinance is restrictive enough that it's not allowing them to install the solar that they may want or need to run their business. And when we're talking about that, we're talking solely roof-mounted systems. We're still staying with the parameters of ground-mounted systems, but looking at opening the door for anyone, business, industrial, residential, which is already in the place, to install roof-mounted systems on their building, on their existing building, existing roof that is out there, not extending beyond those roofs, so we're still within the setback areas that would have been parametered within the building, and not looking at height. The amendment also goes into looking at requiring them to follow state, local, and federal regulations, because we have run into the past where some commercial buildings may not have the snow load. The building does currently, but once you add those solar systems, they're going to have to amp them up. So they're still subject to all that state regulation as well. And just looking at small, medium, and large, we're still not opening the door for those commercial systems, because I think that was the premise behind our solar ordinance to start with, why we wanted to see it as restrictive as we did. One of the concerns I know Brad and I had talked about a little bit was these systems creating glare, both residential and I think even commercial. Different aspects and locations could create a glare aspect. All solar systems, as well as any other structure, is still subject to our performance standards in the ordinance, and glare is specifically called out in that. So if we would run into an instance where a building is causing excessive glare, we could address it through those performance standards. It would be a violation, and we'd have to work with the property owner to try to resolve that. Changing angles, there's different things that could be done. So, and maybe it's just not a good location, because I know Brad, when we were talking airport, that's one aspect that it could cause. As we don't want to hinder our airport and that aspect of it for those runways that could be impacted because of the glare coming in and off of the approach. So. It is coming to you with a unanimous recommendation to approve. We kept it as simple as possible just to address those aspects.
And I mean, this is coming to you because we've had some specific requests for people wanting to do this, and with our
Correct.
current ordinance, it wouldn't allow them to be able to do this. And I guess if
Correct.
we're keeping on top of that roof, we're not really impeding any other.
Right. The intent of our amendment, as restrictive as it was not looking at this specifically.
Right.
So I think, as we grow and we change, that's why we need amendments.
Yep.
So
Thank you for your work on this.
you're welcome.
You looking for a motion?
Yeah.
I'd make a motion that we accept the recommendation of area plan.
Okay, I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Matt.
The only other thing I want to just throw out there to you since I'm up here, our comprehensive plan is moving along well. We're looking at the February meeting. Our plan commission is going to get a informal presentation on it. So kind of the first real hit that the whole plan commission will have outside the committee meetings. And then we're looking probably March or April, bring something to you guys, but we will be talking and getting those documents out. So.
And don't we have a meeting before then as far as
Yeah.
the steering committee?
Yep, the steering committee has a meeting, and there are going to be 3 public meetings held via Zoom. They're going to try and do those digitally. So that information will be going out as well. So we still encourage as much input as we can, but we're happy with how it's moving forward, and it's exciting.
That's why it's forward Kosciuszko.
That's right, for Kosciuszko. Excellent.
We're excited about what that's going to do for us, because I know that's going to help identify some projects in some of these small
Definitely.
communities and really give them the planning that some of our small towns haven't had. So, I mean, I think that it's really cool, along with what we're doing with our help grant coordinators, some things. There's some exciting times ahead for the county. So
We're seeing a lot of tie-in, so it's great.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, well, it looks like we're
Worked out well.
worked out well. We're at 9:16 this morning, so first we'll head into our zoning here. First one, Dan, we got the area plan on petition for Heidi.
Heidi is the petitioner. Yes, we've got 3 rezonings, 2 to agricultural, 1 to commercial. Heidi's the first one, or Hyde is the first one. If I may, present
Sure.
the maps to you, if we're talking about. We are west of Warsaw, bigger map up here, just off of County Road 125 north, between, I believe it's 950 and 875 here up on the north side. It is a 9-acre tract of ground, and if you look at it, this way is north of there exactly. There are 2 residences already on the property. Quite a few years ago, the Board of Zoning Appeals had a hearing on this property to temporarily allow a mobile home for hardship family purposes. That was allowed. Now the petitioners are back. They're seeking a rezoning. They're seeking a rezoning to change this property to agricultural 2. It is zoned agricultural now. If they go to agricultural 2, that opens up the potential for a 2-lot subdivision to accommodate what they already have. So in this particular rezoning, there is no change in density. You've got the 2 residences on there. However, they would make another lot and make it a permanent type situation instead of a temporary for the mobile home there. Planning Commission unanimously recommended to allow the rezoning again from agricultural to agricultural 2.
Just so I understand, so this is the current one that just has the permit.
That's the
They're wanting
temporary.
that to be permanent, so it's end up with 2 lots. So we're really not increasing the number of homes there, just it'll be a permanent lot.
It'll be a 2-lot subdivision.
Thank you. Anybody here this morning to speak in favor of this petition?
Those are the petitioners.
Okay, sure. Want to come forward, state your name, please, if you'd come to the mic?
What was that?
Hmm. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
My name is Charles Hyde.
Uh-huh.
We're doing that planning commission for my boy to be permanently back there residential because he's taking care of me. And that, he might as well have a home.
Been back there 9 years.
That's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody here to speak against this petition? Hearing none, we'll close it to the public. Discussion? Thoughts?
Make a motion, unless you wanted to
No.
discuss. I'd make a motion, we approve the recommendation of area plan.
Okay, I'll second that. So we'll make, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next, Dan?
Okay, second rezoning that I have before you is on behalf of Lilly and Powell, and they are requesting a rezoning from agricultural to agricultural 2. This particular one, we're located on the north side of County Road 900 North and just to the east of County Road 500 East. On that scale, right there are the little pillars to go back into Quaker Haven, right back there.
Okay.
There's our tract of ground. It is a 5-acre tract of ground. There is one single-family residence on the property now. Take a look at an aerial map, a little bit more detail. They have that one there. Their intentions are to subdivide for one more residence, so it would end up being a 2-lot subdivision. Right adjacent to it, there is some agricultural too right here. You've got residential zoning over here. And Brad, where your hand is, again, that goes back to Quaker Haven to give you a little bit better idea of where you're at. None of it's tilled or anything like that now. And the Planning Commission is unanimously recommending to allow the rezoning again, 5 acres, agricultural to agricultural 2.
Is this for a family member or?
Don't know.
Don't know.
In this situation, it wasn't a family. Don't know.
Okay, thank you. Anybody here to speak in favor of this petition? Please state your name for the record, please.
Yep, my name is Anthony Glantz. I work for Shipshawana Homes.
Okay.
And basically that property it's an inheritance to the two sisters.
Mhm.
And because the back area isn't really good for tilling or anything else, they wanted to put another residence back there so they could both split that property. So that's what we're trying to do is separate that enough. And I kind of had a plan. I turned in before. It showed kind of the split. We don't have anything exactly, but it wouldn't be an equal split because just where the residence sits.
Right.
We tried to bring that driveway in to the west side, come back, and then make a parcel back there.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody here to speak against this petition? Hearing none, we'll close it to the public.
Making the motion that we accept the recommendation of area plan.
Okay, I'll second that. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Dan.
You're getting around well, my friend.
A little better. Getting there all the time.
Good.
Next one we have is a petition by Tubbs, is a petitioner to rezone 1.56 acres from I-2 or light industrial to commercial. And where we're located out here is along the frontage road just to the north of US 30 and a little bit to the east. Right here is our tract of ground. Right in through there, Albertsons further over in through
Right.
here. This is the Honda. Right now Honda has the property. It's zoned as I-2, and what kind of initiated this is the petitioner, as I understand it, was looking for refinancing. And in order to do that, zoning had to match up with the use on the property, and it doesn't. And so they are now seeking this rezoning, and if you look to see, it's very compatible. Look at all the red. And this one right here, you do have industrial over in through here to the south, but this one going to commercial now would make it more compatible with the area. So the Planning Commission on this particular one, in order to accommodate pretty much the existing use there, is recommending unanimously from industrial 2 to commercial.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you, Dan. Okay, is there anybody here to speak in favor of this petition this morning? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm George Edward Tubbs, and I'm here representing RGNC Real Estate. One question I do have is it rezoning both the lot where the dealership sits at Lake City Honda and the lot next to it that's zoned agriculture.